So we're just about a month away from the official launch of Nintendo Switch 2, but we still have a few questions that we don't have answers to yet.
There's a lot of information out there, even if it's not as nicely consolidated as we would like it to be.
Yes.
But there are a few things that are just like lingering open questions where I haven't seen official confirmation. You have a few things that you've had your eye on. We're like, oh, it'd be nice to know this.
Yeah.
And I've seen some people kind of making some assumptions, and maybe that's right about how these things will play out. But we just want to raise some of these things up there because maybe you all have seen something about this, or maybe you know more, or maybe you have your own questions. Like, wait, it would be nice if we knew about this.
Exactly. I think that, yes, there's been a lot of information that Nintendo has shared officially about, things that we need to know about Switch 2, but there are a few lingering things, and it was so funny when we were researching for this video and thinking about our open, sort of our final open questions. We were like, wait, did they answer this somewhere? Because the information has been so scattered to the wind that it's been hard for us to confirm. Like, we would do like this, deep research on like, okay, did they answer this somewhere? And to our knowledge, no. But if you have the answer or somewhere official that you've seen an answer for these questions, please help us out and leave us a comment, because that's sort of part of this whole launch has been it's been fun and everything, but it's just been a little bit, the information's been shared in some interesting ways. Yeah. So yes. So we have 5 things.
We have 5 things we want to talk about. I had to call my own number and put the thing that I'm most interested at the top, which is, so we know about Switch 2 edition games, like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby, Metroid Prime 2. I think we're very excited to know about Metroid Prime 2 and Pokemon Legends ZA.
Metroid Prime 4.
What did I say?
Metroid Prime 2.
4, my gosh.
4!
But there is this other layer, this other category of, I don't even think they have a proper name for these, just like enhanced games when you play Switch 1 games on your Switch 2. So Nintendo has put this up on their website, and they said free updates to improve the playability on Nintendo Switch 2 system will be released for select Nintendo Switch games. You can download free updates that may improve performance or add support for features such as game share and select games. The contents of these free updates will differ depending on the game.
Oh.
And I think there's like 11 games.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant number of games.
The Switch's got a big library.
Yeah.
But
these are some great games that we own and would like to know what the functionality is.
We just don't know exactly what is happening. I think, we think of these and it's mostly, the graphics are going to be better. And when you think of a game like Super Mario Odyssey, it's like, okay, we could be cooking if we're talking about a significantly better version of that.
4K Super Mario Odyssey.
Or Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Could our long tragedy be coming to an end of these games?
I never finished that game, so if there's a big update for it, maybe this is an incentive for me to go back and actually play it.
Right. There are some, like a Game Builder Garage, Big Brain Academy. We already saw Clubhouse game. I'm assuming that's more the game share side of things. We know game share only is going to work if the game has been updated
for Switch 2
to support it. But I would like to know what exactly is the upgrade for all of these games. And then just B, what is the broader plan to do more of this? Because we both put Xenoblade Chronicles X a little bit on the back burner because after the news of that big hidden update was in there, it's like, are we going to be able...
Is that coming to Switch 2?
Because if so, I'm glad to wait, but we just don't know.
Exactly. And you made a scary point that could this be the next drip feed? Which scared me a little bit because... they did announce these 11 games or whatever, but to your point, is there going to be more? How are they going to release more? Is it going to be like one a month for the rest of our lives? Right. Or are they going to just give it to us,
right. We may have a difference of opinion on 11 games being a lot or not. It's like,
at launch, I think it's
more than 10, but it's like, is this something they need to do intensive work to get ready? Or is it just like, we did a couple things and it's ready to go? Yeah. In which case, let's get going.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to say because they don't have many details on exactly what's changed in terms of a performance update to understand whether or not this is something that they really have to pick and choose. This is going to take work. We're going to pick and choose the games that will benefit the most from this versus this is a flip the switch, change a line of code kind of situation. I have no idea how game development works, by the way, so this is why I'm saying this. And all games can easily benefit from this, and we can easily release it. There's sort of an open question around that to understand whether or not this is going to be like a widespread thing for a lot of Switch 1 games, or going to be more of a concentrated sort of approach that they're going to take.
This is the second breath of life that they've wanted for Game Builder Garage. Again, like that's part of it too. It's like Xenoblade was right there, but you chose Game Builder Garage. They probably have their reasons.
There's a reason.
Again, the game share is a new feature that they want to push
game
as well.
Chat
but
could be a feature. I don't know.
Some of these games, I just want them to run a little bit better, look a little bit shinier. That's all.
That's true.
That's
very
all.
true. Very true.
Next, so when the Switch 2 was first unveiled and they did that big event, they got a lot of questions about JoyCon Drift.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Of what are you doing? Is this a Hall effect in the Joy-Con? And we know that
it's not.
It's not. We had this quote from Nate Bildorf. The Joy-Con 2's controllers have been designed from the ground up. They're not Hall effect sticks, but they feel really good. And they also have talked a little bit about the use of sticks in the Ask the Developer that came out after the Direct. Mm-hmm. And they even got asked a couple times in that sort of roundtable conversation with the developers. They've been a little bit ducking this question, though.
Yes.
They talk a lot about how, the sticks move very smoothly, the range of motion is great, they're very quiet, but they are not
really addressing
the actual question.
issue at hand.
Yes.
And it is a bit of a difficult thing for Nintendo to do, obviously, because if they very directly address this, they kind of will have admitted to
having a
this problem in the first place, which could have a lot of implications for them that are, in the scary legal realm of things. And so I think they're very reluctant to do that. I'm sure the lawyers are absolutely breathing down poor Nate Bildorf's neck, making sure that message point that he says, if he's asked about JoyCon Drift, it's been drilled into him to really only answer in this very specific way.
Yes. And
I don't think we're gonna get really this confirmation.
Right.
From
And all
Nintendo.
they said in the Ask the Developer was that the Joy-Cons have larger and more durable analog sticks.
Okay.
Whatever that means. This is honestly probably something that until somebody gets this and does the proper teardown and really analyzes the components, we won't know much until then. Or who knows, even after that, we may have to wait to see, well, it says it's more durable, but people are going to have to put these through their paces before we hear about issues.
Do you think we can have Phantom Drift?
You probably can.
Do you think
I imagined it, yeah.
I'm not kidding, though. It's one of those placebo kind of situations where you think you have a disease, but you don't.
You might.
Because they have not addressed this and definitively said, we have fixed this.
That will be a race. So, who can be the first to declare, I have Joy-Con Drift?
And how can they prove it? And also, how can you disprove them is the thing. It's like, what are you going to say? No, you don't have it?
That will be some strange badge of honor for somebody in the Nintendo community to be like, it's me, I got it.
I really
Here
feel like it's some sort of it's going to be some sort of Phantom Drift. There's going to be a group, I'm hopeful that there is no Joy-Con Drift is my point. But I do feel like even if there wasn't, even if that problem Nintendo has completely eradicated, but they just can't come out and say it because of these legal things, I do wonder if there's going to be this phantom effect of people imagining the drift because they have not confirmed that it's gone.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So interesting.
Our third question is also around controllers, and this is one where this is not really Nintendo's issue to address because it's around third-party controllers.
Oh, yes.
And I think they have broadly said, those third-party, all the Switch 1 controllers you have, those will be good. There'll be some things you can't do. It doesn't have a C button.
Yeah.
I think they've said you won't be able to wake it up from sleep mode necessarily if you're using a Switch 1 controller.
Right.
But I am curious about, there's so many different third-party controllers out there, some of which are really nice. Honestly, the last couple of years, I've really come around on these third-party controllers, and sometimes I prefer to use those over.
Some of them do have Hall effect sticks.
And right, they have a lot of nice features. They feel great. The
quality's really high.
The days of Mad Cats are long gone.
The other thing is it's very affordable.
So this is where I'm going. So I think there's a lot of people who right now might want to say, well, that Pro controller, that new Pro controller you have is really nice, but it's also really expensive.
Out of my price range after I've spent all my money on all the
So
other
maybe
things.
now I would like to jump in and get a really good third-party controller and save some money and be ready. But we haven't seen a lot of these manufacturers jumping out and saying, yes, don't worry, all these things, because they're not making like, oh, this is the Switch 2 edition.
Right.
Like it just says it's for Nintendo Switch.
Right.
And I'm thinking of something like the 8-bit do. They have the Ultimate controller that people, I don't have that, but I've definitely looked at it. Feel like, oh, this is super nice. This is really premium.
Yeah.
This is like on par with the Switch Pro controller. All we found from them is somebody on Reddit had a conversation with, who knows if this is a real person
probably a robot.
or an AI chatbot from the 8BitDo support. They said, nice to hear from you. Our controller is compatible with Switch 2. Models with Switch mode are the same as the original Switch Pro controller performance, except for games designed solely for Switch 2 features. Sincere regards, Jimmy I. Jimmy Yee. Jimmy I.
Jimmy I.
Jimmy I. Who knows?
Jimmy I bot.
Yeah, Jimmy Robot. Again, it's probably the case where most of these are. It would just be nice because
confirmation.
Because again, we've seen a lot of people shopping for accessories, shopping to get ready.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we have also heard 8BitDo has said they are temporarily halting shipments to the United States.
Yeah, I know.
So I think as we're all on the edge of like, is this about to get way more? It would be nice to just buy it now and
just be ready.
And be confident versus waiting for a month of like, oh, somebody tested, they said it worked, but oh, it's sold out. Everybody.
It's sold out. Or now it's more expensive now.
Exactly.
Or now I can't get it somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it's like, you've already spent a lot of money on other stuff. Like
my gosh,
upwards of like $500 just on the base system, you know? So it's like, yeah, it'd be nice to get that confirmation so you can financially plan to join this generation.
I have been wanting to get that 8BitDo Ultimate controller.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
But I haven't.
Scared.
There's just like 5% of like, wait, what if there's something funky about it, or it doesn't. Are they going to have to put out things? You
Some
can
patch
do updates for these controllers, or we're going to have to wait for that?
That's going to.
So I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to. I'm not going to jump in until we know this. So yes. Our next question is also a bit of an accessories question, and it's one around the cameras that you can use for game chat and other things with games that use it. So we have seen these third-party controllers from WAHOOOO.
Yes.
That can be used in two different ways. They have the Piranha Plant one, which looks very cute.
Yes.
And this other one that just kind of looks like a black
It looks
cube.
like a webcam. Yeah, like a typical webcam.
And if you're using it with the system docked, it has this kind of base that holds it steady and you can position the camera wherever you want. But we have also seen that you can take the camera out
of that base
and connect it via the top USB-C of the Switch 2. So if you're doing in handheld mode, which, oh, hey, people do that on a Switch, you play handheld.
Yeah.
So you can do it and still have the camera there. I mean, that's probably going to be a little,
You're going to give someone else like motion sickness because your camera's all wobbly.
But at least you can do it. As opposed to the first-party camera, I have not seen any confirmation that you can do something like that with this camera.
I was looking at it because the WAHOOOO versions are not as high quality, I think, as the first-party camera. They're very cute.
Correct.
I really like the Piranha Plant one. I think it's adorable. But if you wanted like the official Nintendo like higher quality camera, can that top part kind of pop off? It doesn't look like it. So look,
this is an official photo from Nintendo
it doesn't look like
that we're looking at here. The camera has a pretty big stand, and it looks to be a cable that plugs both into the camera and into the Switch.
Right.
So I'm not seeing, is there some other thing that I need to get, or is there something that's in the package?
But does it even come off the base? Doesn't look like it.
It looks like there's a little, you could maybe take it. I don't know.
No,
again, this is why we're asking the question. And again, for if this is the official solution for handheld mode, which is, have that on a separate wire that you're going to be like, I don't know. Like, if you're
that's really awkward.
If you're on a bus or something, like, what do you?
I don't think you should be turning your camera on the bus.
Maybe you shouldn't be doing that in the first place.
But at home, I also had a question about this because at home everybody's setup is a little bit different. So if you wanted to encourage people to use the camera, you have an official camera, and you wanted to encourage them to use the camera alongside game chat, which is like their big, flashy feature. You probably would want to have some sort of official way to make it handheld compatible, but it doesn't really look like you can.
And again,
right now.
All of these things are available for pre-order now. People are buying these things. These things could potentially, sell out. We don't know how many of these things they're making. So it would just be nice to know as people are thinking about which one to get, which thing to get. Mm-hmm. It's nice that Hori went the extra distance to show you, like, hey, you can do it all. I was actually surprised to see that you could do that. I was like,
enjoy video chat anyway.
That's a nice nice little bonus.
And how cute is the little when you take it off, the little piranha plant? It's very cute.
It looks great. It looks
very,
great.
very cute.
So I'm not rushing to be day one on a camera, but I understand people want it.
Some people really want to.
Be nice to know.
Yeah, some people really want it.
Last one.
This is
your thing.
Concerned about
Take us through this one. This is your thing.
So we've been talking a lot about the Mario Kart bundle, which is one of the obviously the options you can get, which is digital Mario Kart World plus console. And there's been some questions, and I've had some questions myself about what is it going to look like come launch day when everybody that has purchased the bundle needs to go in and get the game. Is it going to shut down the eShop? Are we going to have some major issues downloading this thing? Is it going to prevent me from playing Mario Kart day one? I'm going to be really excited as soon as I get my Switch 2 to start playing Mario Kart. I hope that this process of downloading this game is not going to be a hindrance to that excitement. And we're looking very closely on the little sticker on the box for the Mario Kart bundle, and it doesn't say anything about the game being pre-installed.
No. So all it says is includes full game download.
Yes.
In quite a number of languages.
Legal lines and stuff.
And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So compare that to here's an image of a 3DS that had Mario Kart 7, very clearly included pre-installed.
Yes.
So
I worked on this game.
no additional downloads needed to get it.
Right.
So I can understand you're like, I'm getting the thing, I want to start playing it immediately, or am I going to have to let this download overnight as millions and millions of people hammer the eShop?
Yeah. So I would just love some confirmation on that. I mean, I think the eShop is going to be hopefully okay launch day. They definitely have had eShop issues in the past, but it's been a bit better in the last few years. So I'm hopeful that it can handle the traffic. But yeah, it is a little concerning that it doesn't say that it's pre-installed, which means you would have to do that legwork yourself.
I have seen some people pointing out that it probably will be, you will need to download it so that it can properly link it to your account.
Sure.
Which they obviously did not have
back in
a sophisticated
in
account
3DS,
system as they did on the 3DS. They could just plop it right on your system.
Yeah.
So again, that's probably what it is, but we still don't know. And again, it's either way, you're going to have the game.
You can't pre-install part of it. They've done that before.
Interesting. Yeah.
They pre-installed 99% of it, and then they've literally done this before, and then the last 1% is the connection to your account.
I mean, it's good to be optimistic and hopeful, but I don't know. I'm not getting the bundle, so
I know you don't have.
But I'm gonna probably have to download a fat day one patch.
But then that's the thing. It's am I gonna get a day one patch and
you're definitely.
And then I have to install this. And then there's probably going to be a system update.
No, first system update.
Yeah.
Then download the game. Then download the update.
And if you want to do your system transfer
do that
you
first.
even start this thing, because you kind of want, it's like when you get a new phone, you want all your stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So that's all night. That's pretty much your whole.
What else were you going to be doing?
Sleeping? You're not sleeping.
Like a loser?
You're not sleeping, but you're probably antsy to get everything done so you can jump in. You know what I mean? I at least
know what you're getting into. It's going to be a while.
Yes, exactly. Allocate many hours to doing all of it, because you don't want to mess it up. So you don't want to mess up your system transfer. You don't want to mess up some kind of account. You fall into a fringe case where your account is delinked or something. I don't know. You want to be careful. You want to do it right.
Wow.
Do it right.
So these are the 5 big questions that we have.
Yeah.
Maybe you have others.
Maybe you have others. Tell us in the comments if you have other questions that are kind of just tickling your brain a little bit as we get closer and closer.
Maybe you have info on these things.
Yeah, maybe
we'd love to know.
Maybe you have answers.
Tell
maybe
us.
you have answers. Tell us the answers if you have them. But yes, let us know what you think. We're definitely getting really excited and definitely you can probably tell like a little antsy for launch. But that's why it's so much fun
exciting
to be here. Yes. All right, we're gonna wrap this up and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.